Hi, before you watch this video, I must apologise about the wind. Very difficult to get a wind-free day here in the UK, so my apologies and for the wind noise that you might hear on these. But hopefully you'll get the message and it'll help improve your golf. Hi, it's Julian Mellor, Easy Swing Coach. After literally thousands of requests, this video is about uneven lies. Here in Warwickshire, it's not the hilliest place in the world, so I'm having to move around the golf course to try and find some uneven lies. So sometimes what you see in front of me is probably not the fairway or the green. I'm just trying to find a slope that's relevant for the information that I'm trying to pass over. So as you can imagine, we the Easy Swing Coaches have our own opinion on uneven lies, and I would definitely say that they've been made too difficult through the way that it's generally taught, and we think of it in a different way, and also taking into account the people who are watching these videos might have health issues, joint issues, back problems, so on and so forth. So again, we're trying to make this shot easier rather than more difficult, and always very important to practice uneven lies. Unfortunately, most driving ranges are perfectly flat off a perfect surface, but the reality is of playing golf, lies are not perfect. We have different gradients that we have to cope with. So the first shot I'm going to play is a downhill lie. I've got a golf ball here behind me. What I feel is most important with all of these shots is to get your stance right. Let me just show you how you would see a traditional lesson being taught off a downhill lie. So this slope is on this angle, so I'm parallel to it here. So normally they would say make sure that you angle your body on the same angle as the slope. So you can see now how I'm leaning down. Through our experience, it's very difficult to maintain balance off this kind of lie, and because you're angling your body so far forward, you're taking an awful lot of loft off your golf club. Just think of this for a second. 1 second on a clock face is 6 degrees of loft. So just imagine if you're starting to angle your body 5 seconds forward, you're taking up to 30 degrees of loft off your golf club. So it can be very difficult to get a golf ball airborne off a downhill lie. So we think of this in a very different way. And we're actually thinking about your centre of gravity, which is roughly 10 centimetres below your belly button. Now if I start to, so let me give you a rough guide of where I am now. So if I start to angle my body on the same angle as the slope, can you see how my centre of mass now is moving way too far forward towards my left foot? Now I've hardly got any weight whatsoever on my right foot now, and balance is definitely going to be compromised. So what we prefer is to think of your centre of gravity, or if you hang a club from your belly button, we want it to hang nice and straight. And what you might see there is my knees have adjusted to the slope. So I'm not trying to get my body on the same angle, because balance is definitely going to be compromised from here. So we're feeling that the centre of mass is much more level, and actually in this case right in line with the golf ball. So let me make my setup to this one. So my right knee is adjusted, it's actually come out quite a bit from here, but that's no big issue whatsoever. Pop that so you can hopefully see the golf ball. Okay. What you might find now is my club is much more level. So I've actually got, it's a 9-iron here, but I've actually got a 9-iron loft on it, rather than, if I go forward, probably a 5-iron loft, which is just going to send that ball low and difficult, you know, if you've got to go over something, difficult to get it over something when you've got no loft on your golf club. So have a go with this one. Now the only thing that you need to do slightly different, because the slope is in the way, is you might need to use a little bit more wrist action to start the backswing, just so that the club goes up the slope. I think if you take it away too shallow, this slope might get in the way. So just a little bit more wrist action, working the club up. And just watch my balance again when I've hit the shot. That's come out lovely. Did you notice how balanced I was? How many times do you see this reaction when you set up this way on a slope? So I'm leaning forward. So balance was massively compromised there. The ball came out really low for a 9-iron, probably didn't get it much above 10 meters in height. So it's going to hit the ground quicker and we're going to lose distance. So again, don't take my word for this. Get out and have a go with it, but think about your centre of mass. So trying to keep this much more level and let your knees adjust, rather than the traditional way is trying to get perpendicular to the slope. So let's have a go with this one. I'll just show you this one from the side angle as well, so you can kind of see how it's looking. So this is it from the side angle. You know, if I'm trying to get level with this slope, so you can see it's quite a steep slope from here. But when I've made my setup to the ball, you might see that my right knee is sticking out a little bit more. But again, I'm just trying to get my centre of mass nice and level, rather than where we start to lean forward. You can see from here I'm almost off balance before I even start. So have a play with this one. I've actually changed my 9-iron now to a 6-iron, so hopefully you'll get a little bit of the trajectory of this shot. So now set up nice and level. I'm just going to use my wrists a little bit quicker, just so that the club works up the slope and doesn't get caught up in the slope. Again, watch the balance. So nice and relaxed. Up. Again, that's come out lovely off that kind of lie. Actually went nice and straight. So have a go with changing your setup and see how you get on. On a downhill lie, I would definitely recommend a little bit more loft. So trying to play a 3-wood off a downhill lie is probably a no-no. But have a go with it. Try some different clubs. Don't be afraid to get on your golf course and have a go. What we'll do now is I'm going to do the uphill lie, and then I'll do the ball below your feet and then the ball above the feet. So here we are on an uphill lie. So again, if I was trying to get parallel to this slope, you can see how it's quite a severe slope, this one. It's actually near one of the greens here at Ardencote. So what do we do on this one? Exactly the same as what we did on the downhill lie one, which is, let's get your centre of mass nice and level, rather than way back here. You can see now, if I hang this kind of in my belly button, where my weight is, my centre of mass is now far too far back. What's this going to do to the loft of your golf club? So remember that 1 second is 6 degrees of loft. So if I'm angling my body back 5-6 seconds, well, this is a 6-iron. This could now be, you know, we're going to stick 30 degrees of loft onto this golf club. What's that going to do to your golf ball? So it's going to send it really high, and are you necessarily going to get the right distance? So you can see from here, if I'm angling my body up, this thing's almost going vertical. So if I can get my centre of mass level, you see how the golf ball's going to be nice and level from here. I've now gone back to my correct 6-iron loft on this golf club. So here we are, and what you'll probably see is my knees are adjusting, my right leg's lengthened, my left knee's bent a little bit. And again, if you've got any health issues, being more stable is much better than falling off balance. So here I am. Don't need to really change the takeaway now. What will slightly be compromised is your finish position, because gravity is pulling us this way and we're trying to go in this direction. So don't worry too much about trying to finish correctly. So nice and level. You can see how my centre of mass is much more in line with the golf ball. Simple turn and through. Now there's a tree right in the way here, so you might have heard that hit the tree, but that ball took off like a rocket. Very common again, you know, on these uphill lies, everybody says you're going to hit the ball way to the left, but actually the more you set up this way, generally you're still going to hit it relatively straight and on a nice trajectory. Again, go out and have a go at this. Have a play at different lies on your golf course. All these shots require practice to become really good at it, but I think you'll find setting up the way that I'm suggesting will massively benefit you. And again, you could I've got a rescue. I've got a rescue club here. You could quite easily hit this off an uphill lie if it's sitting well enough. You can even hit a wood off an uphill lie. Just be careful of club selection on downhill lies. I'll now play one with the golf ball below my feet and then the ball above my feet.